Right friends, welcome back to Insight. This is 19th week from 9th May to 15th May. We are discussing about organization and its role. We are going to deliberate about 12 more organizations. The first one is Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is the regulatory body which was established in 1935 based on Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934, and it got nationalized from 1st January 1949. It is the central bank. And what are its functions? First and the foremost is monetary authority. You may ask, what is monetary policy? Monetary policy is basically looking at the circulation of money in the economy so as to control inflation. So Reserve Bank of India has got sole prerogative of looking at the monetary policy, whereas the fiscal policy is the prerogative of the finance minister. So Reserve Bank of India mainly looks at the circulation of money in the financial system so as to strike a balance between inflation and growth. Second important point is it is the regulator and the supervisor of the financial system. Then the manager of foreign exchange, it looks at issues with regard to foreign exchange. Then issuer of currency, it looks at the issue of how much currency is required in the financial system, and final approval is however given by the government of India, but Reserve Bank of India will calculate modalities with regard to the requirement of currency, and it is vested with the issuance of currency. Then it is a banker to the central government and state governments, and not only that, it is also banker to scheduled commercial banks, and not only that, it undertakes several developmental functions also. So if someone asks about Reserve Bank of India, it is a monetary authority, it is a financial system regulator, especially the banking sector, then manager of foreign exchange, issuer of currency, banker to governments and commercial banks. Then it also looks at several developmental functions. Look at the second one, that is IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. It is a regulator for insurance sector. If you go back to history, in the year 1993, a committee headed by former Reserve Bank of India Governor R.N. Malhotra was constituted. It gave its recommendations in 1994, and based on which Insurance Regulatory Development Authority Act was brought, based on which Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India was established, and its headquarters is in Hyderabad and got offices in Delhi and Mumbai. IRDA will have a chairperson and not more than 5 full-time members and not more than 4 part-time members, and tenure is 5 years, and for the chairperson and full-time members maximum age prescribed is 65 years, and it regulates not only life insurance but also non-life insurance sector in the country, right? So if someone asks about insurance regulator, it is IRDA headquartered in Hyderabad. SIDBI, this is the Small Industries Development Bank of India, and it is established in 1990 as a fully owned subsidiary of IDBI, but the present shareholding is diversified. Its headquarters is in Lucknow, and it is the principal financial institution, or you can say it is the nodal authority for promotion, financing, development of MSME sector. So if someone asks about the nodal authority vested with the promotion, financing and development of MSME sector, that is SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. Look into the next one, NSIC. This is National Small Industries Corporation, and this is different from SIDBI. This is headquartered in New Delhi. This was established in 1955 as a central public sector enterprise, and it facilitates the growth of MSMEs. And the difference between SIDBI and NSIC is SIDBI is basically vested with the financing and development of MSME sector, whereas this organization, that is NSIC, is vested with fostering growth of small industries by modernization, upgradation of technology, strengthening linkages. So basically financial aspect is looked after by SIDB, whereas upgradation of technology, modernization and strengthening linkages, these issues are looked after by NSIC. So that is the major difference between SIDB and NSIC. Look into the next organization, that is Exim Bank, that is Export Import Bank of India, and this was established in 1982 under the Export Import Bank of India Act 1981 by Government of India. Headquarters is in Mumbai. What is the main purpose of Exim Bank? The main purpose of Exim Bank is financing, facilitating, promoting foreign trade of India. Basically, to promote foreign trade and to finance foreign trade, this Exim Bank was established. When you think about SIDB, it is for financing MSMEs, and on similar lines, Exim Bank is basically for financing, facilitating, promoting foreign trade of India. Please don't forget. Look into ECGC. There is a difference between Exim Bank and ECGC. ECGC is Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India Limited, and based on TC Kapoor Committee recommendations, Export Risk Insurance Corporation was established in 1957 with headquarters in Mumbai, and name changed to Export Credit and Guarantee Corporation Limited in 1964 and renamed as Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India Limited in 1983. So the present name is Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India Limited. Primarily, it is for insurance against export credit risks and trade related services. There are several risks associated with exports. So ECGC is primarily established with a view to take care of export credit risks. So there is a basic difference between Exim Bank and ECGC. Exim Bank looks at financing, facilitating, promoting foreign trade of India, and ECGC looks at insurance against export credit risks and trade related services. If someone talks about insurance against export credit risks, that is ECGC. Look into the next important organization, that is Mudra Bank. This Mudra is a micro units development refinance agency, and at present it is a non-banking financial company and is a subsidiary of SIDB, and in future its structure may change, but at present it is headquartered in Mumbai. And what is the main purpose of Mudra Bank? Mudra Bank is basically responsible for developing and refinancing of micro and small enterprises. There are around 5.77 crore micro and small enterprises in the country, employing around 12 crore people, and so far they are accessing only 4% formal credit. So as to increase the share of formal credit for MSMEs in the country, especially micro and small enterprises, this Mudra Bank was instituted, and maximum loan limit kept is 10 lakhs. So you can say Mudra Bank basically looks at micro and small enterprises, and this bank will partner with various commercial banks, microfinance institutions and other financial institutions to finance micro and small enterprises. All of you are familiar with Shishu, Tarun and Kishore, and these loans are up to 10 lakh rupees, and Mudra Bank will act as a refinance agency. You may ask, what is refinance agency? Basic meaning of refinance agency is it gives refinances to the extent intermediaries are passing on the benefits to the end users. If a State Bank of India is giving a loan to a small entrepreneur, then Mudra Bank will refinance to State Bank of India to the extent State Bank of India is financing to the micro entrepreneur, right? So it is basically refinance agency. Look into the next one, IFCI. This is Industrial Finance Corporation of India. Now its importance is reduced drastically. It was established in 1948 on 1st July. It is the first development finance institution established by Government of India. Headquarters is in New Delhi, and it was established in 1948 because at that time financing to development projects was not undertaken by banks, and nowadays banks became universal banks. Banks are now financing big ticket projects by coming together. So now banks are into project finance. So the relevance of this type of development finance institutions reduced drastically nowadays with the advent of universal banks, right? And this was established basically to cater for industrial finance. Look at the Rural Electrification Corporation Limited. It is a Government of India enterprise, and it is established in 1969 with headquarters in New Delhi. It is Navaratna CPSE. This central public sector enterprises are graded like Maharatna, Navaratna, so as to give financial autonomy to the public sector enterprises, and this comes under the category of Navaratna CPSE, and it issues tax-free bonds to collect funds at lesser interest. And what is the purpose of Rural Electrification Corporation? Basically to finance and promote rural electrification projects across the country. Look at Power Finance Corporation Limited. This is another Navaratna CPSE established in 1986, headquartered in New Delhi. Mobilization of funds through taxable or non-taxable bonds, term loans from financial institutions, then it finance power generation projects. You may ask, what is the difference between Rural Electrification Corporation Limited and Power Finance Corporation Limited? Rural Electrification Corporation Limited is into the promotion of rural electrification projects across the country, whereas Power Finance Corporation will finance power generation projects. That is the basic difference. Look at IRFC. This is Indian Railway Finance Corporation. It is the financing arm of Indian Railways or Ministry of Railways. Headquarters is in New Delhi. It taps funds from the market through tax-free bonds or foreign currency loans. What is the purpose of IRFC for taking loans? IRFC basically mobilize finance for Indian Railways to purchase wagons or locomotives or other assets. Look into the last organization, Tourism Finance Corporation of India Limited. It is established on the recommendations of National Committee on Tourism headed by Yunus, and started functioning from 1989, basically to provide financial assistance to enterprises of tourism related projects. Right friends, we discussed about 12 organizations in this week's Insight. Please do join for 20th week Insight. We are going to deliberate on some more organizations. Right friends, have a nice day. Thank you.